Big guy and showing really good athletic ability. He's made some plays the first couple of days. You know, in this game, you get a lot of chances to look at edge players, pass rushers, and you know whether it's against the run or the pass. And I think we have a scheme that fits him well, and he's showing it the first couple of days. And I'll have another good opportunity tomorrow with a full padded practice, but certainly represented himself well in the first 2 days.
Coach, the offensive lineman from Cornell Streeter, did he get hurt or something? Or?
Yeah, he's got a broken nose, which he did in training for this event. You know, and it's hard to breathe out there right now. So he's out there with the tape on his nose, and hopefully we can get him where, you know, he's going to all our meetings, he's going through all that stuff. So hopefully he gets to a point where he can go out and compete. And he has missed a couple days of practice, but we also got some other players that are coming in to replace some injured guys that are in the same position. He'll be able to catch up quicker than those guys because he was in the meetings. So, you know, hopefully we can get him on the field and we can see him. He's a guy that's an athlete. He's moved around a lot of different positions. You know, he's played some skill positions. Might be a good idea to check those before we start the meeting. But we look forward to seeing him if we can get him on the field.
Do you see him as a guard primarily?
You know, we're looking at everything right now. You know, we try to come into this game with an open mind with a lot of guys, and particularly offensive line. You know, we play those guys all over the place, try to get them reps at left side, right side, see who can snap, try not to pigeonhole those guys.
This is kind of a general question, but how have you seen the running back position evolve in college as it's evolved in the NFL to be more of a share by carry system?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of different kind of backs. You know, guys fit a lot of different ways. Some guys are good in the passing game. Some guys are good as true running backs. Some guys are good protectors. There's not a whole lot of guys that combine for all of them. You know, maybe a little bit like tight end. You know, you very rarely see a tight end that is good at everything. But offensive coordinators in the NFL and offensive coordinators in college, you know, have become good at accentuating what a guy can do rather than what he can't do. So, you know, you see a lot of different sizes, a lot of different shapes, you know, not just in the NFL, but at college. And, you know, the idea is to put them in positions that they can make plays. Now, I think our two running backs today, our two tailbacks today really carried a big load. We had a couple guys get hurt and had to get out of the game. And, you know, we had a 2-hour practice today, and those guys, they really showed, you know, a lot of character getting through that and handling that big workload today.
Jim Terrence Williams, the wide receiver out of Baylor, a lot of production in college. How's he picked up Scott's system and the pro system these first 2 days?
You know, we've moved him around a little bit. Been playing X and Z. You know, yesterday, with his first one-on-one, he went deep and made a great catch on the deep ball. He's got great size. He's strong. You know, we've moved around a little bit, and you know, those guys' heads were swimming a little bit today, and that's part of this whole process. You know, you want to install some things, and you want to see guys pick things up, and you want to see them, you know, make corrections from the day before. Where we hit those guys with a big load today. Introduced our 3 wide receiver personnel. You know, so but he's got good size. He's got strong hands. You know, we'll see as the week goes how well he's able to adapt to those things, but he can certainly make a play.
Another guy making a bit of a shift this week is Chase Thomas, linebacker at Stanford.
Yeah, we've coached this game before. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Marvin and worked with him in the past, but I think this is the 5th time in my career that I've coached this game. You know, one time with the Baltimore Ravens, a couple times with the Titans, and now the 2nd time with the Lions. So, you know, I think we have a pretty good handle on how we want to do it, and even though I have a lot of respect for Marvin, I didn't, you know, I saw him earlier this week, but we didn't talk about this game.
Any changes between the first and second time you've coached this as far as approaching it?
No, I mean, there's a lot of different objectives. You know, one is to get the players ready for a game on Saturday. Number 2 is to highlight the players, give them a chance to show their athletic ability, give them a chance to, you know, make a play, not just on the game on Saturday, but also in practice. You know, so I think that, you know, those 2 things go hand in hand. And also, we talked a little bit before about scheme and things like that, guys picking things up. We do have a little bit of insight into, you know, how well guys are handling themselves and picking things up both on the field and also handling stuff that's off the field. There's a lot of things for these guys to do. They do, you know, some appearances outside. They have a lot of media responsibilities. They have a lot of scout commitments with, you know, teams and things like that. And you know, I think so far they've all handled themselves very well, and it's reflected well on their professionalism so far. And that's one of the things they're being evaluated on.
Coach, what have you thought of the two Georgia defensive backs, Sean Williams and Bakari Ramba?
You know, both of those guys have, you know, the safety position, you know, with us, they have to be able to cover as well as play in the box and as well as play in the deep part of the field. And you know, they've added cover 2 this year. We actually just installed it today, so you can see those guys in the half field. But we've also seen those guys, you know, go up and play tight ends man to man and go down and play in the box. I think Sean got his hands on a couple balls today, and you know, there's great opportunity for those guys, just all the safeties in this game, to show that they're multi-dimensional players. And you know, I think that was one of the things that helped in this game, is that they opened up to allow the guys to play a little bit of cover 2 and, you know, see them in the deep part of the field, which we all know is very important in the NFL.
Coach,
You know, we'll put them in positions. We did that the last time when you know, we played this game. We had the Fever at quarterback, who would run a spread offense and then run a lot of those zone read things. And you know, a couple of years ago with the Lions, we did it with Drew Stanton, and we actually ran some of it in the game. Manuel, he's a big joker now. I mean, that's a big kid, and you know, that's certainly not a good feeling for a safety or corner to have to go tackle him. But he's shown good skill throwing the football today. I mean, I've been really impressed with our quarterback play in general. You know, all 3 quarterbacks have done a good job of not just picking things up, but you know, putting accurate passes out there. You know, a lot of times you go out the first day of the All-Star game practice, and you know, balls are all over the place, and it takes till later in the week to actually be able to complete a pass. But you know, I thought yesterday they started off on a good foot and made accurate throws, and all those guys have been well trained, and all of them had a chance to be successful.
Coach, he's not on your team, but Denard Robinson, what were your thoughts on his transition to the NFL?
You know, in the last couple of years, been able to see him play a lot of college games. He's certainly an exciting player. You know, his ball's in his hand. He's a playmaker. You know, and I know he's playing a position that's new to him, but you know, I'm sure that you know, with him, it's just a matter of getting some time into the position. You know, he was hard to handle for defenses, and you know, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks be that way, and you know, and all of them, a lot of guys have also found roles in other positions. You know, probably a little too soon to tell, but this is an important first step for him.
Coach,
we've got time for one more.
If you wouldn't mind digressing, I'd like to get your reaction to Sean Payton being reinstated today, and what you think that might do for the Saints next year.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather just reserve a comment on that. I'm here sort of representing the Senior Bowl, and I think it's just fair to these guys that, you know, have this week ahead of them to keep the comments on these players and not comment on general NFL topics. You know, just sort of leave it at that.
Thanks.